Know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Let's go over this again. What do we want? Connection and closeness with another person. Great. And what are we going to do when we get that connection? Sabotage it. No. Avoid vulnerability like the plague. Also no. Run away at the first sign of closeness. Jimmy. Take constructive feedback as an attack. Shut down during conflict, leaving my partner feeling unheard and alone. Nope. Dismiss and invalidate their feelings as irrational. Please don't do that. Numb out and suppress my feelings so far down that I don't even know if they exist anymore. That is not healthy. Be fiercely independent. You can't trust anyone but yourself. Who hurt you? Refuse to take accountability or apologize for anything, because that would mean I'm a failure. That is untrue. Reject them before they can reject me. We're gonna get you some help, okay? I think if I'm honest deep down, I'm just scared of losing myself. What's that? I mean, if I truly let myself love someone and fully take my armor off, I can't protect myself from being hurt. That was so beautiful and so vulnerable, and I really think we can build. So I'm gonna ghost them and then just unknowingly repeat this process with someone else. No, we were so close.
Yo, the voice of reason back in the building. And let me just say this. Last night, I wasn't feeling well. I really wanted to talk to Kirk from Pasadena, because I have been hoping that he would call back in. I wondered what happened to him, and he called in last night. But when I tell you, ooh, my stomach was hurting like a mug. I had something to eat yesterday, and it was horrible. It was oatmeal. And it jacked, my stomach is still jacked up. I haven't eaten since yesterday morning, because my stomach is still jacked. I was toe up yesterday from some oatmeal. But boy, it was delicious when I was eating it. I know, I think they put milk in it. I think that's what happened. And boy, oh boy. Literally, I felt like I was about to barf at the end of the show. I've never ended the show 2 to 3 minutes ahead of time. I've never done that. I was like, hey, and thank you very much. See you tomorrow. I was toe up. I'm going to be honest. I got to tell the truth, man. But I'm much better today. I'm still jacked up, but not as jacked up as I was yesterday. You know, I was going to drink some Sprite, but I've been working out for the past 6 months. So, you know, I'm wearing hoodies because I'm a pop out and show in a minute. The voice of reason has returned with new enthusiasm, man. Tonight's topic is going to be different, man. That was Jimmy on relationship, right? The little clip we just heard. And what I'm finding is insecurity is dominating relationship culture. So you hear us talk about, you know, attachment styles, right? You hear us talk about, okay, there's 4 attachment styles. John Bowlby, Mary Ainsworth, et al., and others, right? We talk about all of these people who talk about attachment theory. It's still called a theory, pretty solid theory. Been around for a long time, since the 50s, and has been updated and upgraded since that time. Bowlby is the 50s. I think Mary Ainsworth with her experiments, The Strange Situation, is the 80s. And then there have been clinician after clinician after clinician after clinician. So we do know that there's 4 attachment styles and 3 of them are insecure. And I feel like, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like insecurity is really winning the relational narrative. Trust and loyalty, and these are all things that were born out of insecurity, right? Secure people are not, you know, trust is paramount. Which do you prefer? Loyalty or love? Nah, loyalty. Give me loyalty. Okay, you were abandoned. You see what I'm saying? Something has to change, right? And there is a sister out there whom I love. I love her work. We're going to get her on one day. Raquel Hopkins, right? She's a capacity coach. And she deals with this. Everybody, Bobby Glanton, remember I was doing the sports here at KBLA? Me and Bobby, we did a sports show here. And Bobby would always say things in the country way. As it pertains to relationship, he said, well, if it's going to work, she can't have her fist balled up. And he can't have his fist balled up. You know, like we come in prepared for battle. And I think that's where we get in trouble. And I think that's the insecurity of it all. This is why I think transactionalism is so big. Because if I'm going to get hurt, if I'm going to be taken advantage of, I might as well get something for it. Tonight's topic, do the crime, do the time. A deeper look into why you're guilty until proven safe. Oh, my goodness. Everybody's addicted to safety, but external safety. Everybody is also afraid to cultivate internal safety. Right? Well, why not cultivate internal safety so it is not a prerequisite of your partner? Do you understand? I'm not saying your partner you should date somebody that's unhinged and dangerous and disrespectful. That's not what I'm saying, right? If you cultivated internal safety, you would probably never meet that kind of person. Let's get into it. Guilty until proven safe. The metaphysics of emotional surveillance and the collapse of conditional love. We have mistaken safety for love and composure for truth. What masquerades as maturity in modern intimacy often conceals a nervous system on trial, one that has learned to confuse control with coherence, guilt with goodness, and calm with captivity. In the theater, this wild, strange, unpredictable theater of human connection, safety has devolved from sanctuary to surveillance. Right? A performance of virtue in which each partner polices the other's expression for signs of emotional disobedience. The relationship becomes a courtroom. The verdict, guilty until proven safe. I don't want to be safe for your coping mechanism. I don't want to be safe for how you've conditioned yourself around your insecurity to show up. I don't want to be safe for that. I actually want to be disruptive. Right? I want to help you undo what you've done to survive. See, we don't date the person that is unsafe. We look for the safe person. The safe person safeguards our coping mechanisms, the conditioning that we developed in order to survive our parents. Right? The sanctuary is connected to safety. The safety and the sanctuary are located within you. But instead of doing that work, I will go find a person who is safe to me as I am. And then I say, well, wait a minute. How are you? Right? Just ask people, what's your attachment style? Oh, yeah, you TikTok and all. Have you ever read any books on attachment theory to understand what your attachment style is? Many people still are unaware of it. And when you start really delving into the information that's out there, you start to see that each insecure style has a way of dealing with intimacy. Wherever there's insecurity, love is a threat. Closeness is a threat. Trust me when I tell you this, I know this to be true. Anxious preoccupieds want love, APs. They want it, but internally they're self-avoidant, which means they don't really want love. Because if somebody shows up to an anxious preoccupied person, like an anxious preoccupied shows up for others, they might be like, that's too much for me. Oh, but you can be too much for others. 1-800-920. Do you understand? Study what it means to relate. Right? Relating is about self-revelation. Right? Self-revelation is about self-reclamation. You reclaim this. Okay, yeah, I'm like that because I was raised this way. And this is, I learned how to survive my mother or my father or both of them with this particular coping mechanism. Psychologically speaking, the avoidant calls withdrawal space. The anxious calls panic love. And both reenact the moral geometry of childhood, where affection was conditional and innocence must be earned. Philosophically speaking, the tyranny of should, the word, replaces curiosity with compliance, transforming ethics into ego maintenance. And metaphysically, every rupture is karmic choreography. Divine precision, forcing consciousness to meet itself through the mirrors it resents. The body as the judge, the jury, and jailer resentences the soul daily until awareness pleads not guilty by reasoning of awakening. Do you see? Clinically speaking, what we call overreaction is perfect biological memory. All right? That's deep. The trauma never lies. It only speaks in muscle tension. Regulation is not submission, but resurrection. The moment the body exhales its verdict and declares, I am no longer evidence of my past, we might be able to do something in this relationship. You know, I love adding the anthropological lens, right? Anthropologically speaking, society rewards repression as civility and commodifies guilt as virtue. That's heavy. That's, goodness gracious. It's not my job to make you safe. You got to come here being safe as yourself. How many people are unsafe to themselves while being themselves or trying to be themselves? It's unsafe for you to even be you. But it's my job to make you safe. Right? That's heavy, man. Man, it's going to be deep tonight. You already know what it is. It's a national discussion. I want to hear from people. I want you guys to join this discussion. I want you to join this conversation. That means you too, JW. That means you too, Eric. All you folk that call from all over the country, why you got to be safe? And why is it their responsibility to make you safe? I'm really interested to know. My niece, call in. John from Hawaii. Everybody call in. Why am I responsible for your safety? Our relational rituals mirror capitalism's exchange economy. Empathy as currency, apology as public relations, forgiveness as branding. To love in this age is to risk moral heresy, right? To choose truth over innocence, aliveness over approval, and coherence over control. Why you scared? Why I got to bring safety to you? When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna cook this meal up expeditiously.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello, KBLA delegation. Tavis Smiley here. On Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech becomes the epicenter of ideas that matter. The Left Coast Forum is bringing together voices that challenge, inspire, and illuminate, with keynote presentations from people like noted economist Richard Wolff, the man who breaks down capitalism in ways that make sense to working folk like you and me, and Dr. Cornel West will be there, the brilliant philosopher and activist who never stops fighting for justice and speaking truth to power. power and to the powerless for that matter. So this isn't just another conference. This is where ideas get tested, where the conversations that shape our future begin. Multiple plenary sessions, dynamic speakers, real talk about the issues that impact our communities. And then some good food and a live band. Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech, Left Coast Farm. The event is free and open to the public, but you must register at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can also peep the plenary topics. The future belongs to those who show up and engage. So don't just think about change, be part of the conversation that creates it. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters, your presence matters. We'll see you there.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So how do you give emotional freedom to a partner? We first kind of have to think about, well, what is emotional freedom, generally speaking? And, what is emotional freedom in a relationship? When you have an avoidant partner and they ask for space, or even you are asking them for more closeness, you're both wanting to shift something about the way you feel in each other's presence. You're trying to find a state of inner balance. And what is a feeling? A feeling is energy moving through your body. And so it's balanced when there is an established natural ebb and flow, right? There's a rhythm of ebb and flow. When we are seeking to negotiate something in our environment to shift our inner balance, it's because something about that flow has gotten blocked, constricted, or obstructed. And so the way we organize our energy really has a lot to do with the way we experienced it in our childhoods and found some kind of balance through various coping skills, which are just consistent ways of organizing mental, emotional, psychic, and physical energy. I'm going to pull out my whiteboard to explain this.
I love Brianna McWilliams. That's who that was. And she was cooking. She was dropping some jewels. But let me tell you right now, I'm tired of playing with folk. Our relationships are designed to kind of babysit our coping mechanisms and wounds. Should be no negotiation in love. I'm talking about real love, authentic love, love without fear. I keep telling you, the insecure folk want security over love. Love was dangerous. That's why they're insecure. That's how they become insecure. The first people to introduce them to love or caring or anything, intimacy, hurt them. And no disrespect, we're not trying to villainize primary caregivers. We're just simply saying that's where the insecurity was born. Why are we in relationship negotiating? It's a spiritual... Relationship spiritual meaning has been obfuscated and hidden. It's It's part of the intimate occult. It's hidden. It's hidden knowledge, right? The spiritual purpose of relationship. The social purpose, the cultural purpose is front and center. We negotiating if we're going to have kids, are they going to have mixed religion? Because I'm Baptist and you something else. They got to be Baptist. We're negotiating from a cultural and a societal level. But the spiritual part, we have no idea of the purpose of relating. And according to attachment styles or attachment theory, the insecure attachment styles, we develop coping mechanisms and we develop strategies to get what we want that our primary caregiver isn't giving because of a lack of emotional attunement, in and out, violence, abuse, emotional abuse, neglect. So we learn at an early age to manipulate, to maneuver, to negotiate. Insecurity makes us intimate mercenaries. And then we go out into our adult relationships looking for somebody to manipulate. That's what it is. And then we have even coping mechanisms that cause us to manipulate ourselves. Avoidance apply deactivation strategies when love gets real. When connection gets too real, time to deactivate. Yep. They get sent right back, right? Do you see how the narrative trust and integrity and security and everything has to be in place in order for... That's not how it works. The one that's going to liberate you from your coping mechanism will hurt you. By loving you. Oh, gosh, I know nobody wanted to hear it put that way. Listen, I was talking to a psychologist who told me she had a sprinkle of avoidance. And I told her, I said, guess what? You're going to have to open up if you want to love. Wait a minute. What do you mean I got to open up? You're a psychologist. You're not. I can get love from my nieces and nephews, and I can get intimate. Even she was still struggling with it. Love is the enemy of the insecurely attached. Oh, my goodness. When we come forward, the voice of reason... We gonna keep this fire lit. Let's go.
Telling me the things you're gonna do for me. I ain't blind and I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the street.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. University of Colorado head coach Deion Sanders says he'll continue leading the Buffaloes despite another health setback.
Prayerfully, I'll be right back tomorrow because I don't miss practice. I don't plan on doing such.
After experiencing pain following Saturday's loss to TCU, Coach Prime announced he's undergoing surgery Tuesday. Police are investigating a possible hate crime in North Braddock, Pennsylvania after a black homeowner's house was vandalized with a racial slur and the words, "Get out." The man who's lived there over 20 years told KDKA-TV he did not see the graffiti due to limited vision until a neighbor and mail carrier alerted him. And former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo raised $400,000 within 36 hours of Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams exiting the New York City mayoral's race. With 4 weeks until Election Day, Democrat Zohran Mamdani leads the polls while Cuomo trails behind. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Celebrating 100 years, Mount St. Mary's University LA is dedicated to moving your life and career forward. Earn your undergraduate or graduate degree and become unstoppable. Find out how at msmu.edu.
Hey, KBLA 1580 delegation, your health matters to us. We know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Is your loved one at the hospital or in a nursing home? Have they developed bed sores, fallen, or worse? These are things your family members should be protected from. Bed sores, falls, and dehydration are almost always the result of negligent care. If this has happened to your loved one, call Zoran at Basic Law Group at 800-215-1234 or visit basiclawgroup.com. The consultation is free, and if they don't win, you don't pay. That's 800-215-1234.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
And the flip is a tactic that every single avoidant deploys to try and shirk responsibility and create more space and separation. The flip is very simple. It's when you have normal, healthy desire for closeness and connection in the relationship, and the avoidant acts like you're crazy, you're the problem, you're so needy, you're so, checks notes, wanting healthy, normal connection. Now, obviously, this doesn't apply to you if you're hyper anxious and you're text bombing the crap out of them. This is really for if you know unequivocally that you are just asking for really normal, healthy connection, standard connection and intimacy and closeness. And that other person is really tied themselves up in the knots. So the flip, what the avoidant will do is try and make it look like you're the problem. Because again, the classic tendency for the avoidant is to distance themselves from them being the problem and to distance themselves from the real knowledge that they might be causing the issue in the first place. Because again, for the avoidant, that's great. They want to keep it that way. They want to create, oftentimes, as much distance and space as they possibly can, because that's where they feel comfortable. That's where they feel safe. That's where they feel like they can sort of manage the relationship. And anytime that bridge is gapped and they start to get closer and closer to being known by you or a deeper level of intimacy and connection.
So we're not here to beat up on avoidance, okay? All insecure attachment styles, I believe, have those styles for the express reason for them to conquer them so they could become some type of leader in the world. Well, you say, what are you saying, Zoe? No. I believe those insecure attachment styles have a tremendous amount of information, knowledge, with which if someone was to cultivate that, excavate that, and develop it into an understanding for themselves, maybe they could help others, right? I think every setback is a setup for a major comeback. So I don't see insecure attachment styles as negative, right? You got to understand something. If you're talking to a clinician, they're going to tell you the human being wants connection, closeness, connectivity, right? But if you're not working on healing yourself, then that connection becomes incarceration. It goes from soulmate to cellmate, right? Do you see? Right? If I have an insecure attachment style, I have learned to manipulate, to get what I need, right? Let me tell you, everybody, that's what I'm saying. If you're listening to everybody talk about relationships, they're talking about, yeah, and the bond. Wait, no, bondage. Say the whole word, bondage. I don't want a bond, i.e. bondage with someone, right? I want a connection that is fluid, that grows, that's scalable, right? That's flexible, that's pliable, right? That's what we want. We don't want bondage. And people are addicted to certainty. Well, he got to be consistent. What are you saying? So you're advocating for inconsistency? No. What I'm really saying is a person that you're close to, that you love, should be able to leave you alone sometime. And you should be able to leave them alone, and y'all should still be good. That sounds strange, right? Krishnamurti believed that the mind's inherent search for security creates psychological and emotional insecurity, leading to fear and suffering. He suggested that true security isn't found by escaping insecurity, but by understanding its root causes in the mind's limited and conditioned state. You were conditioned by the first person to love and hurt you, primary caregivers. Okay? That's how you were conditioned. That's all. And it's out of love. It's no disrespect. It's love. Like, I'm not asking you to go write a mean letter to your mama or your daddy or whoever. I'm not asking for that. I'm saying, he said, go back in and get an understanding, right, of this incessant search for security, right? Understand its roots, right? In your mind, where did I develop this? How did I develop this? Right? He said, by understanding its root causes in the mind's limited and conditioned state, which arises from the desire to be certain and avoid the unknown. Right? By deeply inquiring into the nature of insecurity, one can realize the illusion of security and experience a state of freedom from the conflict and pain it creates. Krishnamurti, if we seek security, we shall not find it. The search for security brings its own destruction. Without understanding the problem of insecurity, there is no security. I'm going to ask you to be as secure as you can be so I can continue to maintain this coping mechanism I got from early childhood. And that's how I'm going to judge you, the quality of you as a partner. Can you maintain, right? Your secure nature in the presence of my broken pieces? And don't try to help me, because what you really are is the security guard for my wounds. That's really what you are. And that's why I love you. Do you see? We don't love the people that could really come in and revolutionize who we are. Krishnamurti. There is no security in belief because beliefs change. Intelligence is the most positive force of security. Do you see? Do you see? There must be insecurity for the comprehension of reality. The insecurity that is not the opposite of security. In other words, he's saying life is insecure. You've heard people say life is not black or white. Life is gray. Life is ambivalent. That's uncertainty. So that's what we're running for. I don't want it to be uncertain. I need it to be predictable. I need it to be on time. I need it to be consistent. You want an AI model or some type of robot because humans are fragmented. Humans, we change, we evolve, we forget commitments. We forget our moral compass. Sometimes we even lose it outright consciously. Do you see? A mind that is well anchored, which feels safe in some refuge, can never understand reality. Oh, God. Reality is bigger than your anchor. Ooh, 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I know this is a tough one because most of us were taught we need safety, but no one was taught how to cultivate inner safety, right? No one. The cause of insecurity is a limited, broken psychological state. This is Krishnamurti. People seek security for themselves, but all human beings are psychologically on the same ground. Our problem is how to conserve this energy, the energy that is necessary for an explosion to take place within our consciousness, an explosion that is not contrived, but an explosion that occurs naturally when this energy is not wasted. He's saying we're wasting energy and time on what? Trying to be secure. Let the money get low. Oh, we'll be running around like a chicken with our head cut off. Ain't that one of our sayings? So what do we do in intimate relationships? What did he say? When safety becomes control. The psychology of emotional surveillance. Here's your psychological insight. Avoidant partners conflate regulation with withdrawal. Safety becomes a performance of composure. That's according to Baum and from the book Safe, right? I think her name is Jennifer Baum, right? Your philosophical insight, the illusion of calmness substitutes for authenticity. Virtue morphs into an image. Of course, that's Krishnamurti. Your metaphysical insight, fear of chaos lowers consciousness calibration. Trapping love in contradiction. That's Dr. David R. Hawkins. Wait a minute, let's go back to that. Fear of chaos? Yes! Do you know unconditional love is chaos? It's divine chaos. It is the rapture of love. You want some controlled, metered, measured, wound respectful version of that's not love. Do you understand? That's you controlling the situation because you're insecure. We should have played Crazy in Love. It's all good. When I come forward, we're going to talk to some folks. Some people are on the line. They want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. This is a national discussion. Let's get to it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Think twice, think twice, whoa. Think twice, think twice, whoa. Think twice, think twice, whoa. Think twice.
So Casey is basically saying, I'm on my way to something and a fear is here. Now, if the fear is heard and listened to and you keep expanding, that fear is coming up because it's being purged on the way. This is what's amazing about the universe, is on your way of meeting the receiver, connecting with the receiver and receiving the field, it has to purge what's not true. So the fear comes up. And it says, here's the thing, but you have to have the courage to go, that fear isn't the truth. That fear is being observed, right? So it's on the edge and it's being observed and it's not the truth, right? And it's a weird correlation that's always arbitrary, right? To be my truest self, a bad thing will happen. You can hear that all of our fears are based on our personal experience, because it's not that everybody has that exact belief. Every person would believe that if it was the truth. But all of our fears are subject to our own life experience, which means it's not based on truth.
Listen, man, I get so fired up for these topics because I know that there's a better love out there. That's why God sent me here. To unlearn you. That's it. That's what these conversations are about. To present perspectives that will cause you to question what you learned. You must unlearn what you learned as the truth. So, I got to be able to trust you. You don't trust yourself. Would individuation, the process of merging one's shadow with their mask, make you more self-loving and caring to yourself so that you don't have to lean on an external source? You don't have to outsource it? What if you could heal every, childhood wound? What if you could do it? Right? And in the process of doing it, don't you think your expectations of your significant other would change drastically? How would validation look if you learned how to self-validate in a non-narcissistic way? Would that still be at the top? What if being with a human being didn't hurt your feelings anymore? Because you understood they're broken. Like me, broken. They didn't go through the process of healing. So maybe they're still broken. Maybe they're still confused. Their sense of self is off kilter. Fine. That doesn't mean I have to stay here, right? Doesn't mean I have to stay with this person, but I understand. So no hard feelings. Right? Do you see? People want love, but when love shows up, love destroys all of the foolishness you built around yourself to protect your wounds. Again, the metaphysical insight here. Fear of chaos lowers consciousness calibration, trapping love in contradiction. That's according to Dr. David R. Hawking's consciousness grid. Love is chaos. Why? Because it's unconditional. Right? Do you see? Your clinical insight. Deactivation mimics regulation, but reinforces limbic dominance. What is limbic? The limbic part of the brain. That's the old reptilian part of the brain. The limbic, like survival mode. That's according to Babette Rothschild. Man, I promise you guys, we're going to get to the phone lines. When we come forward, we're going to be all over the country. Let's talk to folks. Let's get it.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. University of Colorado head coach Deion Sanders says he'll continue leading the Buffaloes despite another health setback.
Prayerfully, I'll be right back tomorrow because I don't miss practice. I don't plan on doing such.
After experiencing pain following Saturday's loss to TCU, Coach Prime announced he's undergoing surgery Tuesday.